Good morning and welcome to the West Coast of Canada. I'm Cranky Old Dude and I stream live 7 days a week, 10 to 16 hours every single day. Welcome to our Oxygen Not Included Beginner Series. For those of you new to the game and new to the series, please do open up your game and prepare for working alongside Cranky. Now, you can do it from the exact same seed I'm going to use, or you can do it from your own seed. But here is the seed that Cranky's going to use right there. That is a fairly decent starting seed, and I hope you enjoy it if you do use it. And we're going to get started here. So stand by, folks, and welcome to the stream. I hope you have a good day. And Kai, happy birthday, my friend. Okay, so you have your two choices right off the bat. You can play Survival, which is stay on your toes, one step ahead of this unforgiving world. One slip up could bring your colony crashing on down. Or you can go the no sweat way. When disaster strikes, and it inevitably will, you take a deep breath, stay calm, you have ample time to find a solution. So, as we're teaching you and helping you work through this, we're going to go the no sweat method just to help those new to the game. Okay, so right off the bat, you're given location details. You get to choose what starting world out of the many here that you get to start and you want to start your colony on. I was going to say colonization, but it kind of is both, to be fair. Okay, so this is the coordinates. This is where you're going to put the seed in, or just randomize. That's up to you. I'm going to delete this existing seed. Yoink. And now I'm going to put the one in that you see on your screen there. There you go. See? It matches identically. There is no difference, all right? Then we're going to look at the game settings. Is there anything I want to adjust here? Some people like doing the sandbox mode. I'm not going to go there. Stress reactions, absolutely, those are on. Care packages, absolutely. Save to the cloud, that's fine. Everything here is default. I am not messing with this, okay? So here we go. Let's start it on up. Oh no, we're not doing spaced out there, Pig. How you doing? Good morning, Pig. Welcome. We are teaching Val and some other people how to do the base game. And so that's going to take precedence today. All right, you start with 3 duplicates. These are your workers. These guys, they're cool, they're funny, but they're murderous, conniving, backstabbing little buggers that you gotta watch like a hawk. If you don't, they will kill themselves, they will piss in your water, they will try to kill their friends, all while looking them in the eye and smiling at them. They will do this. These are your dupes. Watch them like a hawk. Trust me, you need to do this. Okay. 3 dupes. This is what's going to start your colony off. They're going to come through a glowing portal in the center of a flying asteroid. Okay. They're going to come in with a little yellow box that's going to have food. And then they're going to have their tool with them that allows them to excavate the ground around them. That is all they're coming with. Nothing else. So you want to pick these 3 with the best possible start that you can. And this is the only time that you get to pick and choose and re-roll these suckers as many times as you want. Do it. Embrace this. This is your freedom. This is your one chance, folks. Grab it by the short and curlies and run away with it. Okay? You need to do this. You need to do this, and you need to listen to Cranky. He's telling you, please listen to Cranky on this. Very important to have a good starting foundation. Now, how you play this game is entirely up to you. You do not have to play how I'm playing. All right? If you're having fun, then you're doing it right. There is no wrong way to play this game. Each and every time you play this game, you're learning something new. Even me, with thousands of hours into the game, I'm learning stuff that's new every single time. This game is constantly evolving. They've got a DLC that's not finished yet that's still being worked out and ironed out and kinked out and smashed out and messed around with. So just have fun with it, guys. All right? You know, people are going to come along and say, hey, you're not doing it right. You have to do it this way. Don't listen to them. There's a million different ways of playing the game and a million different approaches to a problem in this game. There is no one set solution for anything. Okay, so we're going to start by choosing which of these types we want to go for. Well, let's go for a digger. Let's go for, and we should go over each one, to be honest. Builders, these guys build things. It goes with the name. They kind of like to build. Cooker, well, what's the name imply? What do you think they do? Huh? They cook things. They're your chef. All right, decorator. It's not rocket science here, folks. Well, maybe it is. Ask Toxic. He might know. Decorators, they decorate your place. Diggers, well, they dig things, excavate things. Your doctor, well, they patch things up. Sometimes. Not always so good. Farmers, they grow things. As long as they're not a plant murderer. And we'll talk about that later. And there are those, trust me, they are around. Operator, well, they're not the people you ask for on the telephone. Trust me. That's not who you're getting here. An operator is someone who works machines. Rancher. Yeah. They kind of deal with the weird and wonderful creatures that roam this world. And there are some many weird and wonderful creatures. Researcher. What do you think they do? Come on. Toxic? I bet Toxic knows. They research things. Suit wearers. Well, yeah, they like to wear suits. They do. And oh, are they happy when they wear suits? Supplier. They like to take things from A to B, and they're good at it. These are people that are really good and handy to have at times. At the beginning, not so much. A tidier. As the name implies, they kind of tidy up after yourself. So, again, needed down the line. Okay, so we've got a digger. Now, normally what I usually do is I'll go for 2 of these, and I will go for a researcher. Now, again, how you start and how you play is entirely up to you. Don't think this is the one cookie cutter method that has to be played and is going to give you the best results every time. That's not the case. You can play however the hell you want to play. It's not for me to judge. I'm just here to help you out and give you some suggestions and show you what not to do by looking at the mistakes that I do. So I'm going to teach you by showing you the mistakes that Cranky does, and then you're not going to do those mistakes, right? Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So we're going to discuss the interests. We're going to discuss the traits. We're going to discuss the negative traits. Then we're going to discuss stress reactions and overjoyed response. First off, interests. These are the skills that they get a bonus to, and they get less of a detriment when learning. As your duplicates pick up new skills, they get positive and or negative morale applied to them. You want to have your duplicates as positive and high in the morale factor as possible. Okay, so if they have traits or interests in this case, not traits, if they have interest in digging, in operating, and ranching, that means when they go to learn skills in those areas, they're not going to take a hit in the negative morale nearly as bad as someone who has no interest in those areas. Okay? So let's take a look here. Do I like this dupe? Okay, well, diversification is a topic of discussion quite frequently among people in this community. Some people like to tunnel it at the start, give their dupes the highest point possible in one section alone, and keep that dupe focused on that. For example, Otto here. He's got digging at +8 to excavation. That's amazing. That's fucking fabulous. However, look at Joshua here. He's a little bit more diversified. He does digging, he does operating, and he does ranching. So he's got the ability to cover 3 different dupes' jobs in one dupe. And at the beginning, you don't have that many workers. This could be kind of handy. In this particular case, is this grouping of skills handy? Not so much for me. No, it's really not. Traits. Hard digging. That is pretty damn cool. It starts with a tier 1 skill. However, And it's free. You get an extra skill right off the bat. Boom, done. As much as that is a beautiful thing to have, and it really, really is, there's a negative to that. End game. At the end game, this dupe's trait is going to be redundant. They're going to be missing a bonus that could be applied throughout the whole game because they took one that was a skill. Avoid that. At least that's what I do. I avoid this as much as possible. Mouth breather. That again is a problem. At the beginning game, it's a big problem. At the late game, it's not a problem. So this is one of the less bad traits, but it's still a bad trait. It's an increased consumption rate of the air by each duplicate that has this. So in early game, when you have problems with your oxygen generation, you kind of don't want a bunch of dupes with this mouth breather. You really don't. Later in the game, when you have your oxygen generation under control, this, irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Although that's not necessarily true either. If they're in a rocket, it still might matter. Okay, so stress reaction. This reaction happens when they hit that stress point where they're having a really, really bad day. And you're going to tell it because you're going to see a little brain image on your screen, and it's going to have a percentage that starts climbing. The higher the percentage that is, the more likely your dupes are going to have a reaction. And that applies specifically to each individual dupe. Not all dupes are going to have that big total number that you're going to see up there. That's probably going to rely on one specific dupe or maybe a couple different dupes. But the vast majority of dupes will be at a much lower percentage. Their overjoyed response. That is what they do when they're really, really happy. And they do this fairly frequently. And a sticker bomber is kind of cool. Ballooner is kind of cool. Ugly Crier as a stress reaction, I love it. I have no problems with it. Extra water, free, awesome, beautiful, love you. And back, in the early days of this game, people actually stuck them in rooms and made them stress out so that they created water. I am not lying. And same with puking. They would do that with the pukers too, the vomiters right here. It's a horrible thing to do to them, but yes, I can't believe they did it. You brutal, brutal people. Okay, so we're going to re-roll this guy. Athletics. This is speed. This allows you to run really fast. Buff. Increased strength. That's going to help with digging. Sorry. Well, it kind of is, but not really. It's going to help with your tidying. It's also going to help you with carrying materials if you're doing building. And the reason I said digging at the first is because I always make my diggers my builders as well. So that's where I got the kind of confusion in on it. I like my diggers to have extra strength so that they can carry more materials and do more building without having to go back and forth to get more materials. Bottomless stomach, this is not good. This is increased calories. This means they're going to eat much more than your average dupe. Okay, give me 2 seconds here, guys. I have to get a drink, and I'll be right back. All right, thank you for your patience, everybody. I appreciate that. Sammy, welcome. Val. Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask them. I'm that guy. I'm okay with answering questions. Okay, so let's see. What do we got going on here? Okay, Mr. Speedy here. Athletics and digging is not necessarily a bad thing. Getting from A to B is pretty quickly is not necessarily a bad thing. Is it what I want at the beginning? Nope. Reroll. Creativity? Nope. Science and machinery? Nope. Construction? Yeah, ooh, I like that. Germ resistance? I like that. And kitchen minutes? Oh, this is making me a happy, happy camper. The only thing that would make this even better would be mole hands. If this guy had mole hands, I would be jumping up and down for joy. I really, really would. But I'm going to take this one, and it's Mima. All right, fair enough. Now, I do offer to people the opportunity to have duplicates named after themselves or after a name that they provide in my channel on Twitch. So you guys are more than welcome to, if you're watching this later on YouTube, to pop over into my Twitch channel, say hi, and spend some channel points that you accumulate over time and get a dupe named after yourself or whatever name you choose, as long as it's appropriate naming, guys. Come on, let's be decent here. Don't mess with Cranky. All right, we're going to keep this one. Next. I don't like this one because of the allergies. Allergic to floral scent could be a problem down the line, so I'm going to avoid that. No. No. Maybe? Because we've got this one diversified. We don't necessarily need this one diversified. I would like to. Maybe not necessarily building, maybe get it into farming or something. It's a yokel. Whoa, 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 whoa. We have the Lord Bandera, sorry, coming on in, kicking in the doors. Raid! Raid! Raid alert! Raid alert! Incoming! Look out, they're coming for the tater tots. No, you stay away from my tater tots, Lord. I'm looking at you. I'm watching. You don't touch those potato gems. No! No! They're mine! Mine! Welcome in, Raiders. Come on in. Welcome to the West Coast of Canada. I'm Cranky Old Dude, and I stream live 7 days a week, 10 to 16 hours every single day, and you guys are more than welcome. We are just starting out our tutorial series showing people how to play Oxygen Not Included. I've had a number of people recently come up to me and say, hey, can you go through Oxygen Not Included with us again, please, man? I just picked it up, and I'm kind of a little bit lost in the beginning of it. So that's what we're doing. We're starting from the base beginning set here. And Lord, I talked to you about that seed, and as I mentioned earlier, I was going to do the seed in today's episode. So here's that seed. And again, thank you very much for sharing your community with Cranky, and thank you for that raid. Guys, go give him a check out there. Can I get one of the mods give you a shout out? How was your stream, Lord? How was your stream? I know you were doing Oxygen Not Included because I rated you last night. So I hope you had a good stream, and I hope you had a good time doing it. Did you already? Oh, sorry. It's just scrolling by really, really fast. You did. Why did it not shout them out though? It didn't do the link, Val. That is really weird. Streamlabs is having problems, maybe? Bear with me, folks, for a second. Oh, there it is. Oh, I see what happened. Because you did a second time, it didn't pump it out. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's on me. That's my bad. Yeah, my apologies, folks. Okay, so you had a great stream. That's good. That's good. We're just discussing the setup here, and that seed is the seed that we're going to be using right there, and it's the one I gave you last night. Feel free to copy and paste it to a notepad and save it for later if you wish, Raiders. It's a great seed. Okay, so we're re-rolling all our dupes here, and Mima here we're keeping. We're working on Nisbet right now. The reason we're keeping Mima, and you can go over the VOD later if you wish, is because a number of reasons. First off, the interest. We're diversifying and going into digging and building. Germ resistance is a good positive for a digger. Kitchen Menace is a negative that has zero impact on a digger. So I'm loving it. I have no problems. Meanwhile, you're kept. You're hired. We're going to send you through the portal. You're going. Nisbet, on the other hand. My problem with Nisbet is it's singularly focused. And again, like I was telling people earlier here, how you play the game is entirely up to you. It's not up for me to tell you that you have to play it this way. There's more than a million different ways to play and approach this game in any aspect of the game. So I like to diversify my duplicates at the beginning and not have them singularly focused, but you don't have to. You could keep this one because it's got +7 to digging. That's great. Is it what I'm going to do? Not really. But you can. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not going to lose the game just because you chose that one dupe with 7 excavation. But remember, this is your one and only time to re-roll your dupes and pick and choose. Get it the way you want. Be happy with your starting workers because you don't want to be feeling like, oh man, I wish I should have spent just a little bit more time re-rolling it because you're going to be stuck with this colony for a long time. Hopefully, a really long time. Lord, after Ani, you went on to PGA 2021. Dude, that is good to know. I'm actually playing a golf game from 2021 too. It's 2K something, I believe. And I'm just learning it. I haven't actually brought it into actually it's the exact same game you were just talking about. PGA Tour 2K21. I haven't brought it into the stream yet. I'm still learning the finer minutia of it. I haven't played a golf game in years. And the last one I played was a Tiger Woods game. So when I saw it and it was available through my Humble Bundle, I snagged it and said, "Yep, you're mine." Yoink. And I've been playing that off stream. So you're going to see it sneak into my stream eventually. As well, those people who are new to the stream and those people who are the raiders, please don't hesitate to join our Discord. Here is the information on our Discord. You're more than welcome to join the community. There's hundreds and hundreds of people in that Discord. Please do join. Lots always going on. Cranky's always doing giveaways. And Raiders, could you do me a solid? Could you click that link and lose the refer link at the end? Twitch analytics are horrible. Anybody who knows anything about Twitch is going to tell you that they got a couple issues, and one of them most certainly is analytics. When Raiders come in, they don't count as a view really until you click that link or click the live link on the channel that you're on. How they work their analytics and why they think it's the way to do it, I don't know. But if you could click that and lose the refer link, I'd really appreciate that. Now, with the Discord, there's a lot of contests that I do throughout the month, the giveaways, and those are only done through the Discord and my Twitter. This is a way that I can keep everybody involved and notified simultaneously without me having to shout it out to the skies and the heavens every single day. So I have it automated by a bot. And when these giveaways happen, I have no control over who wins. Zero. All I do is when I see the name is I send them the key. That's how it works. And these games are not given to me. These games I pay for. If something is given to me and I'm going to give it away, I'm going to tell you it was given to me. 99% of the games that I give away, I pay for out of my back pocket just like you do. I don't get no special streamer discount. I pay the same price you guys do. Well, depending on the country you're in. And there's the links for our socials. Thank you, Val. I appreciate that. You can click that and get into our Twitter as well. Really, really helpful. Okay, so let's get on to re-rolling Nisbet here. Boink! Suit wearer. It's not bad, and the quick learner is kind of cool, especially for a digger. But again, it's got that allergy to floral scent, and it's not really what I'm looking for interest-wise. Digging, decorating and digging. No, just no. No. Ooh, slow learner. Oh, that's a bad one. That's a doozy. Look at what that does. Minus 30% skill leveling. You don't want that. Say no. Say no. Bye-bye. Some negatives are worth doing, but that one, no, 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 no. Digging and supplying. That's kind of not the greatest in my eyes because you want your diggers off away from the base excavating stuff. They don't have time to grab, I don't know, box A and take it to destination B and dig at the same time. No. Don't make them do those jobs. Save that for another dupe. Digging, building, and decorating. Yeah, no. Green thumb? Ooh, that would be great if he also had an interest in farming. However, we're not going to do that with this dude. The problem is, again, late game. If we're going to think down the lines of late game, your excavator is not going to be doing a whole bunch of excavating in the late game. So the green thumb's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's kind of iffy on that one. I like having the digging and building because it really does facilitate a lot better early expansion. D-Trick! How you doing, my friend? How you doing? And yeah, I do spend a lot of time doing this, doing the rerolls. It's worth it, though. It really, really is, guys. Spend that time. You only get the chance at the beginning to do this. After this, you just have to accept what you get given through that portal. Or not accept it. Up to you. Oh, it comes with a skill. Ignore don't take the ones with skills, because at late game, what's that going to do for you? You've already got access to all the skills you need, and what's this going to do for you? Nothing. That's a wasted bonus trait. Now this is interesting. Night Owl. That adds a bonus during the nighttime hours of +3 to all attributes. That's pretty cool. Now, normally when I'm running my game, I have two shifts. I have the day shift and I have the night shift crew. So you're going to see that when I get into the game and I actually go for that. I'm just trying to pump through this pretty quick for you guys. Oh, you do not want a farter. You do not want to fill your base with natural gas. Trust me. That's just going to not end well at all. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Yeah, this one wouldn't be too bad. +7 to excavation or digging. Handy in construction. I'm going to go that way. It gets a bonus to construction, but we're not actually making it do construction directly. We're giving it a massive bonus into digging. Normally, I would keep the two as the same split, but we're just going to try and speed through this a little bit quicker. So this one's our researcher, our science guy. Researching and decorating. I like the researching part, the decorating not so much. Okay, what did I miss in chat? What did I miss? I missed a lot. I always miss a lot when I'm rambling on like this. Oh, some of the Nickelodeon selection. Nice. I haven't played Smash, so I'm kind of interested in that one. And Dead by Daylight is something I'm going to be picking up and learning. It's one of those games that Cranky's not a big fan of because of just some of the community can be a little toxic on that one. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at that VOD that Val was talking about and take a look at the Smash because that's got me intrigued as well. Researching 9, that's beautiful. Green thumb, not so much. I mean, my science person, you're all about science. You are working with machinery. That kind of goes hand in hand. Decreased germ resistance, not making me very happy. Here we go. Look at this. Oh, the floral scent. Damn it. That sucks. However, I hate that one. I hate that one. Why do I hate this one? Because I tend to have my farms in the early stages of the game inside my main base. So this dupe is going to be exposed to, depending on the pathing and the AI, to floral scents. And depending on what I'm growing. If I'm growing bristle blossoms, that's not going to be very good for Camille at all. But if I'm growing meal lice or those little wormy things, I think it's called meal lice. If I'm growing those, then that's not going to be a problem. There ain't going to be any floral scents. It's only when you start getting into the bristle blossom that it starts becoming a problem. I'm going to take this because it's got the quick learner. And that gives you an extra 30% skill leveling. But look at the research speed. 120% extra research speed. Added to, what's this give us? 360%. So that's 480% researching speed. Hells yeah. Taking it. All right, what are we going to call this one? I don't know. What do you guys want to call this one? Any ideas out there in Twitchland? Any ideas? What do you want to call the colony? Yes, he wants me to name a dupe rated. I do remember that. The colony, though. What are we going to call the colony? Well, Well, how about Taters United? Okay, so we will call this new dupe Raiden. There you go. And we will embark. Let's get started. And on that note, I'm going to eat a couple tater tots. Because I actually did have some tater tots sitting in front of me. All right. Alert. I've woken at the target location. But colonization efforts have already hit a hitch. I was supposed to land on the planet's surface, but became trapped many miles underground instead. Although the conditions are not ideal, it's imperative that I establish a colony here and begin mounting efforts to escape. All right, pause. Very first thing I do is pause that stuff right now. Okay. We are going to go over every aspect you see on this screen right now. This is going to take some time. Get ready for that. Go get yourself a drink. You can come back to this VOD later and rewatch and learn the aspects that I'm going to go over with you right now. Because it's going to be a lot, and it might be a little bit too much to absorb in one sitting. So don't hesitate to come back and rewatch this. It'll be here. I'm going to upload this to YouTube later. It'll be there as well. Okay, upper left-hand corner, we are going to start here. Cycle 1. Well, that's day 1. This little icon here represents your population. We have 3 dupes. Those are here, right here. They came through the shiny portal. Here's the little yellow box with their food rations. Notice anything else? There isn't anything else. That's it. This is your highest stress. They all have 5% stress. Well, kind of understandable. They just came through a portal and they're not on the surface. They're not where they were supposed to be. I'd be a little bit stressed too. I think I'd be a little bit higher than 5% stressed. But hey, these guys, 5%. Amazing creatures. Sick duplicates, we have 0. This is your food. This is how much food we have in our little yellow box right here. This is your speed settings. Personally, at the beginning, I suggest new players keep it at the slow speed. You can put it as fast as you want. You play how you want to play. But I suggest the slow speed so that you can catch problems as they happen, and they will happen. Your dupes, like I said, they want to kill each other. They want to kill themselves, and they want to piss in your water all the time. So just slow speed while you're learning the game is not a bad thing, guys. It's really not. Yes, it's going to take a little bit longer to get things done, but you're here to have fun. You're here to enjoy the game. If you enjoy the game longer, is that not better than burning out on the game within 10 hours or within 10 days? Because you've done everything or you sped through everything? Take your time. Enjoy your time. Enjoy the game. The build here, right here, is the version number of the game. Now, these other things are little menus that we can pull down. Okay. And over here, this as well is a red alert. Duplicates will work, ignoring schedules and their basic needs. Use this in case of emergency when you want things to be done and them working really quickly to get things done. I don't ever use that. That is something I don't use. Other people will. This here is your warning section. It says no oxygen generator built. That's fair. That is fair. You definitely have a jealousy for my tater tots. They got Parmesan cheese on them. Oh yeah, they do. Vitals. This will view your duplicates' vitals, their statistics, their stats. Okay, let's click it. Let's take a look. Mima, here we go. Shows you your stress, your current morale levels, how much food they've had, how much they've eaten today, their health, and their disease level. Now you can click on each individual duplicate and find much more detail here. So let's look at Mima. Current errand. They're idle. They ain't doing shit because, well, the game's paused. To-do list. They ain't got nothing. We haven't given them anything to do. So there ain't nothing on their to-do list. This is how much they are inhaling. This is how much they're exhaling. This data actually is relevant. It may seem like just, irrelevant data, but remember, you're trapped in the center of an asteroid. Do you see an oxygen generator there? I don't. So your limited oxygen and how much they're breathing and exhaling is going to matter. It really is. Okay. Their health, their stress, their morale, their bladder. That's going to matter. Yeah. When that gets full, they need to, deal with that stuff. Stamina, body temperature. Yeah, body temperature kind of is relevant. Look at the natural body temperature of those dupes. And they're exposed to the environment right now. They're not encased in a suit. So that means their body is changing the temperature around them to match their body temperature. Realize they are heating up their environment. A lot of people fail to remember that and take that into account. Decor. This is their accumulated current environmental decor. Duplicates become stressed in areas with decor lower than their expectations. Now you can click on the show navigation button, and that's going to show where that dupe's running and working and going off to. It's going to show its path of movement. Move to. You can click this and direct your duplicate to go from where it is to another location of your choosing. Follow cam. This allows you to follow along with the duplicate as it goes along its journey doing whatever it's doing. So you can see if it's having any problems. Total skill points. This is how many points you have available to spend on skills. Here is where you can click and rename your dupe. You click the pencil, you rename it. No database entry is available. The little book icon means database. It's your help section in the game. Very, very handy. Up here, right-hand corner, if you have any questions or concerns, go to it first. It's got a lot of useful information. Bio. Well, let's see what this is. Well, bio gives us its age, the name, the gender, some personal interests, its traits. And then you can highlight each one and see what it does. Here's its skills. Now you can see the actual point values it has. 5 in construction, 3 in excavation. Okay, what do you want to name the dupe, Val? Sorry, Software Junkie, what do you want to name the dupe? I thought it was Val for a second there. My friend, what do you want to name it? Germs. This shows you their percentage of exposure to getting resulting in a disease. Food poisoning, 8% of their exposure to these germs will result in food poisoning. Slime lung, 3%. Floral scent, 0. Zombie spores, 38%. You'll take Camille and name her after yourself. I could do this. Let's go to our vitals. Camille. Close down the vitals. Go to the name. There you go. Done, my friend. Done. And welcome to the stream again. Good to see you. I hope you're doing good. It's really good to see you. Now, we're going to look at the consumable section. These are the foods that you're allowing your dupes to eat when they're hungry. If you've got everything ticked off, they're going to go to the food box and they're just going to go, you know what, I'm going to eat this, and they're going to grab it. You can direct and say, no, I don't want you eating anything and everything out of that box. I want you to eat only this, and you can make them only eat this. Okay. Which one do you want, Mima? Okay. We're going to call this one Crichton. All right. You guys are all over this today. That's good. I like this interaction. Okay, so you can apply this to individual dupes or to all new duplicates as well. This is an important section later on. For now, we're just going to ignore it. Scheduling. Now comes the fun time. Add a new schedule. We're going to have this one, and we're going to call it day schedule 1. So day shift 1. Why? Because I'm going to have multiple day shifts. Wait, did it not have a 1 there? It should have. There we go. Alarm is on, sure. This one is going to be called night shift 1. Alarm, whoops. We're going to turn the alarm on. There we go. Now, okay, well, here's the crux of it. How they got it set up here, sure, it works fine for the base game. However, it's not optimized, it's not fine-tuned. Your duplicates only need 2 square boxes for their sleep. They do not need 3 sections or 3 time allotments for sleeping. Give them 2. So I'm going to go like that. Actually, you know what? Here, let's just do it this way. And let's go and do this like this, because this is day shift, right? So we're going to start them off with a bathroom. We're going to end them off with that. No, not that. I wanted this. Downtime. And not 2 of them. Come on. Click the dang orange thing. There you go, Cranky. What the heck's going on? Click the orange thing. There we go. Now, keep your bathroom breaks separated by about 12 boxes or 12 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so there we go. That gives them a good amount of time between their bathrooms and allows them to accumulate their stuff, do their jobs, and not go to the bathroom too much. Now, you notice the morale is 0 right now. Watch what happens when I add another downtime to this. It gets +1. So what I've gone and done is at the end of the morning rush, which is all the sunlight items, if they are a day shift worker where they get a bonus to daylight stuff, this is the most important time for them right here, and you want them working this. And then at the end, give them a bit of a break. It's going to add to their morale. Here's another break section right before the end of their shift. Give them a chance to, chat with the local friends and union reps and all that other stuff. Now we're going to do the exact same thing for a night shift and set it up for a night shift. So this is going to be opposite of the day shift. But notice something. There's only 3 boxes for night, whereas 5 for day. So they're going to be having a little bit different setup for that. That's how I'm doing it. Okay? And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Notice how the bathroom breaks are not lined up with the other shift. I keep them all separate for every single shift. I do not want 2 shifts going on bathroom breaks at the same time because they're going to flood your bathroom facilities real quick. And you're going to need more facilities because of that. If you coordinate your bathroom breaks, you're only going to need 1 set of bathrooms. And I only have a maximum of 4 duplicates on any one shift. That means I only need 4 toilets. That's it. I don't need any more than that. I need 4. Yay! All right. So I believe which one of these guys is our scientist? Which one's the scientist? That's the junkie girl. Yes. Okay. We are going to make our scientist. Sorry, junkie, but we're sending you to the night shift. And we're also going to send Raiden down to the night shift. So we're splitting up our excavators or diggers between day and night shift. So we have people working around the clock. And that's important. You want stuff being done around the clock. You don't want them taking a break because while they're taking that sleep break, they're still breathing. They're still exhaling. It's still using consumables. So yeah, make sure you have a 24-hour work cycle going on. That covers scheduling. Priorities. This is, oh boy, this is something new players have a big problem understanding and wrapping their head around. Even experienced players like Cranky. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee, though. Okay. Now you can hang your mouse over each one of these, and it's going to give you really relevant information for each category. It's going to tell you what it is, what errands are affected by it, and it tells you what the duplicates will first choose errand type to perform based on the priorities assigned to that category. Okay? So, for example, these two here are our excavators. Watch how I set them up. Okay, so this is my default for a excavator. Attacking, double priority up. 2 pips up means it's a high priority. Why do I do that? Because they're the first creatures that are going to be near something that you're going to have to kill usually. 9 times out of 10, they're going to be the ones that do it, and they're going to be the closest to do it. So give it to them. And the pink color means that they're good at that. That is where you want them to have a high pip up. The X means I don't want them doing this skill at all, ever. So they're a digger excavator. I do not want them patching up my wounded dupes. Do you want a miner sitting there patching up someone who's needing like heart surgery or something else like that? God no. No. You do your job that you're good at, okay? We'll find a doctor to do the doctoring, okay? Same goes for cooking. No, please God no. Please stay away from the kitchen. Decorating, good God no. I do not want stickmen on my paintings. Thank you, but no thank you. Researching, you know, they didn't go to university. No, just no. That's a no. Now, building over digging. This is a bone of contention for a lot of players in this game. I like to start at the beginning of the game and pretty much throughout most of the game, having the building as a higher priority over the digging. Reason being on this, and it's important to understand this, I would rather have them build the ladder first so that they can get out of the hole that they're going to dig after. Because otherwise, there's a good chance that they could, say, knock some water down on their heads and drown and kill themselves, and they have no ladder to get out. Or trap themselves because sand fell down and blocked their way out. This is going to save you so many duplicate lives, you're not even going to believe it until you do it later the reverse way. If you do it the reverse way, you're going to realize real quick that duplicates are stupid. And they only do what's assigned for them to do. And you have to watch them like a hawk otherwise. It's up to you how you play your game. I'm just playing my game my way. And I'm just showing you. Cleaning, supplying, this is not a high priority for them. They're excavators. So now I'm going to mirror that with Raiden. Okay, software junkie. She's not killing things. It's not her job. Life support? Yeah, we'll give her 1 pip up. Toggling, 1 pip up. Doctoring? Hells no. Not your job. Tidying? Yeah, I'll give you 1 pip up. Cooking? Not your job. Decorating? Not your job. Researching? Hells yes. That is your job. 1 pip up for operating. Farming? Not your job. Ranching? Not your job. Building? Not your job. Digging? Not your job. Supplying? 1 pip up. Okay, so everything with a 1 pip up, they've got a chance to go to as a priority over everything with no pips up. So the first thing they're going to go to every time is researching. Then they're going to go from left to right on the pips up. And that's how this priority system works on the duplicate side of it. There is another priority system in the game. That is the bottom right-hand corner here. This bar here. This represents the priority system for your tasks and errands that you apply to your dupes. And we're going to go over that shortly. Skills. Okay, well this is... We're going to zoom out here. Oh, I can't do that. That's only in, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's in the research section. My apologies. This is the complete list of skills that your dupes can learn. Um, you have no points, not at the beginning, so you can't learn anything. However, look at Crichton here. Crichton has hearts on digging and building. That means they're not going to suffer huge negatives to their morale for learning that skill. Now, if we click on improved farming, for example, they're going to suffer a negative to morale, and they're not going to get a bonus to morale. Okay? So that's important to note. So notice how when we hover over the digging, they get +1 to morale and +1 to negative morale, or morale need. This one, they only get a +1 to the negative morale. Important. Get them learning things that they have the hearts on. Best advice I can give you. You can diversify. You can make them learn other stuff. That's up to you. But just watch the morale. You want the green morale higher than the pink morale. Research we can't click on because we haven't got a research station up and running. Star map. Well, uh, there's nothing to show you there because we can't see it. We're not there yet. Colony cycle report. Just a data set. This will give you everything you're doing in the cycle and show you more data than you really want, probably. But it's there for you if you want it. Colony summary. Again, more data if you want it. It gives you achievements that you can track and work towards. This here is your database. This is where you are going to come to when you have questions and or problems that you don't have an answer for. If you want to find out, for example, I don't know, what one critter eats or needs in order to survive, comfort range right here, livable range right there, diet right here for each variety of that creature. And there's a lot of different varieties of some of these creatures. This is not. This is covering. They've changed it. That's not really what I was expecting to see in here. There we go. There's the sage. Okay, so those are all the food for the first basic hatch. This is for the sage hatch. All the various foods for them. This is also the excrement. It excretes coal. Coal is useful later in the game. Really useful. One of the first creatures you're gonna ranch is probably hatches, because you can turn them into food, and you can also get the excrement of coal out of them. They produce, when they're killed or when they naturally die of old age, they produce meat, and that meat can then be cooked and eaten. So it's another source of protein, and it's not a bad thing to look at. Ranching is very viable and something that most people will get into pretty quickly. Also in the database, you're going to find other things. You can go back to the index at any time. You can go to lessons and watch some videos on how to do various things. You can find out information on the various biomes in the game, because there's a lot of them. Find information out on the buildings, because there's a lot of those. Diseases. Find out information on all the diseases. Anything and everything you want to know about the game is in here. You just got to look. Overlays. Oh, these are very, very important things to learn and know about. For example, the oxygen overlay. Early game. Kind of important. Shows you where you have oxygen, where you don't have oxygen. See this? This is bad. This is unbreathable. This is just CO2. You kind of want it nice and bright blue like this. I don't know, turquoise, would you call that? Or aqua? Anyway, that color is what you're looking to have. This color, not so much. This overlay is your power overlay. There's nothing here, Cranky. Well, yeah, but there's a reason for that. Have you built any power stuff? No. Have you laid any wiring down? No. So you ain't got anything to show. But it is teaching you something. This little picture here is a very important thing it's teaching you. This side here is coming from power generation, and it's coming to a transformer. So you've got your generator coming into this location here. This is feeding the power off to batteries or to the consumer. All right. Now, your base line, your base power, the first wire you're going to have access to is only going to handle 1,000 watts. That's not very much. So you got to watch your circuits and not overload the wiring circuits. And we'll get into that further into the game. But keep an eye on that. Don't go over that. It will be very, very important later down the road. Trust me. You'll start burning out your wires and you'll have machines fail and all sorts of other issues down the line. Temperature overlay. Look at this beautiful green. This is what you want to see. You want to see this around your base at all times, if at all possible. As green as possible. Now notice, up here, this is heat. This is bad heat. This is hot. See? Orange, hot, bad, not good. Yellow, warm, still not very good. This is going to start encroaching on this green. We want to build a box and seal it in as soon as possible with insulated tiling to prevent that heat from getting into our base and cooking our dupes and killing our crops and everything else. So one of the first things we're going to focus on is that. The reason we're going to focus on that is because, again, you want your dupes to survive, right? And maintain this green biome as much as possible. Chilled is good. Cold is not so good. And you got to watch the negatives here as well. When you get below a certain temperature range, your plants are not going to grow. Your crops are not going to grow. And that's going to be important. So let's look at our crops here, our plants. Your first plant you're going to grow is mealwood. This has a very specific temperature range, 10 degrees to 30 degrees Celsius. So when you get below that or above that, the plant's not going to grow and not going to produce food for you. Very, very important to know. It also requires dirt. If you do not have dirt, your plants will not grow. You will not get food. You will die. Okay. Next overlay, now that we've covered temperature, is materials. Ooh, oh, that's confusing. Oh, what do I see here? A whole bunch of colors, and what is all this? Well, each color represents a material. Now, you can individually mouse over it, or you can start off by going slow and easy and learning what the colors are. This is copper. Okay. This is gold. Now, we went to the metal overlay and individualized it for metal. This one's made out of iron. Okay. So everything you see here, this is all you see in your bubble. So this is all you know that's out there. You don't know anything else. This is gold. This is gold. The gold and copper. That's all you can see right now. Now, if we look at minerals, sandstone, that's a mineral. Granite, that's another mineral. What's over here? Sedimentary rock. Ooh, I like sedimentary rock. Yes, I do. That's it. Filtration mediums. This is sand. Lots and lots of sand. Watch out for sand. Sand can be a problem. When you start digging and you start digging under the sand, if you dig the tiles directly underneath the sand and have open space under it, what's going to happen? Sand's going to fall down and it's going to land on the ground and start blocking and piling up. So your dupes will be unable to move past it if it gets to a certain height. And eventually they will, starve or run out of oxygen, and other problems will ensue. Consumable ore. This is going to be oxalite, which oxalite is a special category of stuff. As it is exposed to air, it off-gasses oxygen. It creates oxygen, but in so doing, it decreases its matter. As it creates oxygen, it eats itself. It breaks apart. So careful about how much of this you expose at any one time. What I suggest is don't dig this stuff up. If you dig it up, you lose 50% of the mass of anything you dig up. So digging up your oxalite's never a good idea. Let it slowly off gas and fill up your area with gas naturally. Exposing it too quickly is going to increase the oxygen flow, sure, but it's going to decrease the life expectancy of the material producing that oxygen. This purple stuff, that's coal. This will be useful later on for making steel, for using in generators. Coal is useful. Careful on how much you use early game in your power generation. I tend to avoid using it at all in power generation. Other people like to. I use it as an emergency power supply. Organic. This is algae. This is really, really good important stuff. Algae can be used to produce oxygen. Early game, you're going to need a lot of this, and you're going to want to be careful about how much you consume and how you consume it. There is two different methods at making oxygen at the start, and we'll go over them as we get to them. But one thing to note is of those two ways in early game, one is going to produce a lot of heat and use up a lot of algae, and the other is not. That is a very important thing. One, though, is going to produce much more oxygen than the other. So, problems. And one's going to produce polluted water. Excuse me, let me get a drink here. So the one that produces no heat or limited heat is going to produce as a byproduct polluted water. That polluted water, if it's lying around in a jug and is not sent off somewhere for storage, is going to off-gas polluted oxygen. Polluted oxygen will give your duplicates an effect called yucky lungs. Is this going to kill your dupes? No. Is it going to cause the end of the world? No. Is it going to make your dupes do weird animations? Yes. Does it really matter in the overall scheme of things? Not to Cranky. Not really. In fact, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, germs have been nerfed into the ground in this game. I don't really pay much attention to the germs at all in this game because they've been nerfed into the ground. They have almost little to no real impact in the game to me that I need to worry about. The germs aren't going to kill your dupes. It's what your dupes do when they're under the effect of the diseases that might get them killed. The disease itself is not going to kill them. For example, even zombie spores is not going to kill your dupes. It really isn't. It's going to give them really bad negatives for like 2 minutes. That's it. And it's highly contagious. Sure. But is it going to kill them outright? God, no. It's not. So, I really don't pay much attention to germs. I did at the first start when I first started playing the game. I was a big germophile. I do restrict the slime lung from my base just because when they're under the influence of slime lung disease, it slows down their productivity. So I really don't want them under the influence of the slime lung if at all possible. So that's the only disease I keep out and germ I keep out of my base. Everything else, I don't care. Food poisoning, you want to have that? Sure, whatever. If they get food poisoning, their productivity, again, is slowed down. Their morale probably is decreased too. Is it a huge mitigating factor? Not as bad as the slime lung is. So, yeah. Moving on. Cultivatable soil. We have dirt. We have fertilizer. These are the ones that you can see. This is clay right here. That's new, actually. Clay is new for the base game. Gas. This is oxygen. This is not oxygen. This is carbon dioxide. This is polluted oxygen. If we had hydrogen available, it would show up as pink. Liquid. Look at this beautiful stuff. We have water. Yay! Now, the funny thing is your dupes need food to survive, but they really don't need water to survive. Why? I don't know. It's just not a must-have requirement. Okay, next is your light overlay. Okay, dupes get a productivity bonus from being and working in light. Makes sense, right? However, they don't like bright light when they're trying to sleep. Well, not every dupe. Some dupes do. Most dupes don't. So, yeah, light is useful. It's more useful for your crops than really anything else. I don't tend to light up my base that much. The things I tend to light up would be my crops usually. That's pretty much it. Maybe I'll do it over top of the manual generators, the treadmills that we make them run on, the hamster wheels as they're called. But Yeah, that. It does help. It does help. I can't say it doesn't, but it's not something I go into a lot. Plumbing overlay. Again, you don't see anything here like the electrical overlay because we haven't put any plumbing in. But it does have a picture again showing you vital information on how to use the plumbing. So this here is a pump. The green is your output pipe. So the output goes to a white input, which on this device, which is a toilet, has a green output for polluted liquid that comes out, polluted water in this case. And they're using a funnel to do the exit on that piping. Not really how I would be dealing with the toilet system, but that's okay. We'll get into toilets later on in the series. All right, this overlay is your ventilation overlay, your HVAC. Again, same issue. You haven't put any down, so nothing's here to show you. But again, it's got a nice little graphic here telling you how to use this stuff. Again, you're using output and input. So you go from the output to the input, from the output to the input. Decor. This shows you positive decor, which gives positive morale to your duplicates. Red is bad. It gives you negative decor to your duplicates. The lower the brighter the red, the lower the negative value for the decor is going to be, and that's going to impact your duplicates' morale. Germs. This is going to show you all the germs on the map, and notice how this is. This is slime lung. It lives in slime. And once you start digging this up, it exposes it to the air, and little germs start off-gassing into the air and populating that air with lots of little slime germs. However, it only does it to polluted oxygen. Slime lung cannot live in clean, pure oxygen. Only in polluted oxygen. And it also has a temperature range that it can live in as well. So if it's too cold, it can't live in that either. This is your farming overlay. Shows you the various states and growth of the plants around. This one's really important. This is your room overlay. As you start excavating and building things in your colony, you're going to create completed rooms that have doors in and out, okay? Once you completed a completed room of a certain type, it's going to apply bonuses for the most part to things, whether it's to morale, whether it's to the critters. It's going to apply a bonus, and you want to know how to complete these rooms and how to get those bonuses. Specifically the morale ones. You want to stack that morale as quickly as possible, as high as possible, so you can learn as many skills as possible without any negatives to their morale and have them happy little go-lucky little duplicates. Your latrine is your first type of washroom, and once you get this built, it will give +1 morale to every dupe that uses it. Really important. And that's once a day. So, what do you need? You need a toilet, a wash station, and no industrial machinery, a minimum size of 12 tiles, and a maximum size of 64 tiles. And that will give you your latrine. And then it's going to be colored that color right there. You're going to see the box when you click on the room overlay colored in that color to tell you that it's a completed latrine. And that applies for each one of these. They will tell you what they need. They'll give you a color representation on the screen. And as you complete rooms, you're going to see multiple colors throughout your colony. One's going to be red, one will be yellow, one will be green, one will be blue, and so on. Each thing here has different bonuses and different requirements. One to take note of early on is your nature reserve. Look at that, +6 to morale. That's huge. That takes 4 wild plants. Notice how it says wild plants, not domestic plants, not plants that you sit there and make a potted plant and plant. No, that's not going to work. It has to be wild plants. So, let's get out of that overlay and let's look here. We know we want to build a nature reserve at some point. So we're going to need 4 wild plants to stay alive. All right, well, where are 4 plants that have the least amount of stuff that we don't want to mine up or is not going to be a problem? Well, yeah, I'm looking over the setup here, and Cranky thinks he's going to turn this into the nature reserve right here. This is going to be my nature reserve. So these 4 plants are going to be kept alive under all circumstances possible. Always think about having a backup plan for a nature reserve. Like these 4 plants here would make a nice, good nature reserve too. Think about that. Also, in the first things as I start digging this out and excavating, I don't want my duplicates polluting my water. It really doesn't matter if there's, pollutants in it or not. I just aesthetically pleasing don't want to see little yellow germ dots all through my water. And do you really want them food poisoned? Probably not. So I'm going to drop this water from its location here down to here and combine it with this water and make one big water tank. This polluted water, I don't want anywhere near it. Really don't. All this copper is beautiful stuff to see. We're going to need that in our building. Coal, we'll need it down the road, but we're not going to need it right away. Dirt, we're going to definitely need right away because we need to make some latrines. Now, we're probably going to get to this dirt first. I'm going to go digging this side first before this side. I want access to the latrines as soon as possible. So we're going to dig up this side first, which means we're going to start getting into the errands and the orders side of the game. Okay, so digging. There we go. None of this left side is visible and usable because we have no materials. We have 0 resources, nothing, nada. You don't see a damn thing on the right side because there ain't nothing in our inventory except for food. Okay, so click on a dig icon, and we're going to send a dig errand onto the surrounding material around us. This is the priority of those dig orders that we're going to apply to the dupes. And anything below that priority, they're going to do the dig before. Anything above it, they're going to do before they do the dig. So keep that into mind as you do these things. Digging, I'm going to leave at a 5, just as a base, okay? So we're going to highlight this. We're going to take it straight across. I will take it to there. Now it's done at a 5, okay? They're going to dig this up because we have no other orders right away. And that's good because we're going to have them building other things as soon as they get into this stuff and get going. You'll see what happens. This here is to cancel errands. This icon is to deconstruct pre-built buildings or buildings you've built. Priority, this allows you to change the priority of anything in the game that you've assigned errand-wise or structure-wise. So, for example, our food container here, I like to have it as a high priority. So if they have to put something in that container, they're going to do it right away instead of leaving it on the ground to rot. Food items, plants here, I like to have them as a higher priority because I want them harvested and picked and put into the box as quickly as possible. Now, remember, we said these 4, we don't want them touching. So they're not going to touch them as far as I'm concerned. All right, so this is to move debris into storage. Okay, this is your sweep icon. If you have debris on the ground, you can drag this across in a box and highlight it and hit it like that. And whatever priority you set for that errand, they will approach that errand when the priority is set for it. For example, if that priority is set for, I don't know, a 7, anything below that, they're not going to do first. They're going to do the 7. So instead of doing the digging, they're going to do the sweeping first. When all the sweeping's done, then they're going to look at, okay, what have I got left? What's on my priority list? Okay, well, now all I see are these 5s for digging. So I guess I'm going to go dig. Next, I usually set my buildings for 6. So in this example, they would do sweeping, then they would look at doing building, then they would go to your digging. Priorities and understanding the system here is very, very important. Attack. This allows you to put attack orders on creatures. Like these suckers right here. Oh, I hate them. I absolutely hate them. They're called shine bugs. A lot of people like them. Cranky doesn't. I am not one of those people. These things, if you contain them in your farms, are beautiful. They will supply light for bristleberries and grow plants. Um, However, they will flutter around your base and go into your barracks and keep your dupes awake when they're trying to sleep. And then they'll get sore backs, they'll get bad morale, and yeah, I just don't like them. I hate them. I kill them on sight. That's just me. This is for capturing critters. If you run into, say, some hatches out there, those little bug things, and you want to capture them for taking over to a ranch that you've established, you use this capture critters icon and set again, the same sort of thing. You set the priority for each of these tasks and errands you can assign a priority level for. This one here is harvesting plants. Okay, so now we are going to disable harvest on those 4 plants right here. Now they're not going to be harvested. Now we're going to enable harvest at a 7, I guess. Yeah, we'll put it at an 8 on the other plants. Because we need food. And using local resources for food is not a bad option. We'll take what we got as we have it available. Currently, we don't have a farm, so make do what you can. This icon is for extract pipe contents. So if you have a pipe and it's got stuff in it you don't want it to have, like for instance, I don't know, maybe you're trying to get clean water to one particular building and it accidentally sucks up some polluted water. And now it blocks and clogs the pipe that is expecting clean water. Well, you can send a extraction order to that pipe to extract the contents from that pipe. And this will apply, I believe, to HVAC as well as to liquid. All right, so we've gone over pretty much everything there is to see here at this point. And we have been streaming now for an hour and a half, and you're about to see finally your duplicates in action. I'm sorry it took so long, but I wanted to explain it in as much detail as I could so you're prepared for the game as it starts going forward. And, okay, pause. Why did I pause? Okay, look what just happened. She fell asleep and he fell asleep. Why did they fall asleep? Because of our schedules. Look, only Crichton should be awake in the daytime. So, Crichton's the only one working right now. The others, asleep on the ground. I'm going to delete these because I don't want to look at them, don't want to deal with them. Okay, now we're going to pause it again. Notice something here, bottom left-hand corner. These highlighted, why? Because now we have some sandstone. We have some material resource to start building things. This is your building menus. Each one of these represents something that you can look into for various things to build. Click on this one, your base, and we can build some ladders and some storage bins and some tiles. Over here, we can build the outhouse, a pitcher pump, and a bottle emptier. A wash basin, a triage cot, a massage table, and a tombstone. Yeah, let's try not to have too many of those people. Furniture. We can build cots. All right. Let's get going. Okay, stop. What's happening here? All right. Look at this. This is our first critter. We've already got a hatch. It was hidden in the dirt. See these little squiggly lines? That means something's encased in that dirt. It could be a seed. It could be a critter. You don't know until you dig it up. So that at some point is going to be something we're going to, train and ranch later. Now, we've already got some new things. We've got dirt and sandstone. Dirt we need to make our first latrines. And you need latrines. Right off the bat, you need latrines. We are going to actually build latrine right now. We're going to plan for it. Let's start with a wash basin. Okay, so 3 door, empty space, ladder, empty space, door, wash basin right here. Okay, I'm planning my room, my washroom layout here. Now, I'll get grief if I don't put two sinks in here. As you get into the community more and learn the game more, you'll understand why I was given grief over that. People want to ensure that their dupes are washing their hands and not leaving the bathroom without their hands washed. It's just a thing. And if one sink's occupied, they'll walk right on by and not wash their hands. All right, so that's all what I need base for the washroom. So now what I'm going to do is I did these as a base priority level of 5. I don't want it at 5. I want to change that to a 6. So I'm going to click on construction, and now you see it's only showing the construction that's coming. I'm going to set this for 6. So I'm highlighting it. Boom. Now they are all a 6 priority. I go back here, and you can see the 6s, and they are going to do their thing. Next, I'm going to plan for some... Everything that you lay out blueprint-wise requires materials and uses up materials and dedicates materials. So now those materials that I've dedicated for these builds are not available for other builds. That's very, very important. Hey, Davenport, how you doing? Okay, so we are going to, and those people who are watching on YouTube later, just understand that every once in a while we will be addressing people that come into my stream on Twitch here, and you're more than welcome to pop on over to our Twitch channel at any point. Just go on down to the video's description there, look for a link, pop on over and say hi sometime. I am a variety streamer. You're going to find much more than Oxygen Not Included in our stream selection, but hey, do pop on by sometime if you're watching this on YouTube later and say hi. Okay, so we're going to set this as a priority of 6 down at the bottom here, and we're going to lay out the tile. Now, when we get metal, we'll be able to put the door in. We don't have metal yet. Okay? We'll get there. Dig is always at a 5 for Cranky. So we're going to put 2 more dig icons there. There we go. Now they've got a whole bunch of work to do. Now, don't hesitate to ask questions if you have questions. I will do the best I can to answer them. Okay, I'm going to pause it here again. Now, it's telling us we don't have any water for this. That's fine. We don't. We will later, but we don't right now. You need water for the wash basin to actually work. Look on the right side. We've got some new resources. We've got some copper ore. We've got some coal. We've got a muck root. We've got some sand. The muck root should already be in here. It's sweeping everything and bringing everything edible into here. The copper. Now that allows us to build new things. Look at this. We've got stuff under a whole bunch of new categories. Look at our base. We can now make a door. Let's do that. Done. Oxygen. Now we can make an oxygen diffuser. Do I want to do that? No. Why? Because I don't. Oxygen diffusers, those are one of the two items I talked about that make oxygen. These use up a crap load of algae, and they produce a lot of heat as a byproduct. So I don't like using them. They are the worst case scenario. I will use them only if I have to, because they produce a lot of oxygen really quickly. So I try to avoid them. Just remember, there's no right or wrong way to play the game, guys. I'm just showing you how I play, and it might help you in your next colony. You do not have to build the way I build. You do not have to play the way I play. This is just one approach out of a million different approaches. I like to have my washrooms with a high priority, thanks. Because when they have to go, they better be able to go. All right, let's pause this for a second. Now we're going to finish off putting the priorities on the buildings here. Okay, now, important thing to take note on. See how it's got the double arrows on the wash basins? Click on this, set the arrow so that it's to the right. Now, the only time they're going to use that wash basin is when they're exiting the room. Not when they're coming in, but when they're exiting the room. Now, if we go over room overlay, look at that. We have our very first bonus and our first completed room. We're already getting one morale bonus for just using it. Remember what I talked about on sand? Okay, this sand has now entombed these two buildings. They're not usable so long as that sand is there. Click on the dig, and you can excavate that sand. I would have put it as a higher priority if there was more dupes, but there's not. There's only a couple dupes, so it's not a big priority right now. There was a washroom available. All right, next. pausing it again. I do this a lot. I pause. It's not a bad thing to pause. Plan out our next course of action. We want to make a barracks, a place for them to sleep. Okay. So if we're thinking this is going to be a hole here, that's going to be a hole here. Hang on, how's Cranky doing this? Why did I do it that way? Oh, I know why. Cranky knows why. Okay, so we're going to put a ladder down here like this, like this, like this. We're going to need to do that at some point. Next, we're going to have a door right there. Now, if we look at our light overlay, let's make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, so this has 2, and this has 3. We're going to put a door here. And then we're going to have 3, and then a door here. I like to have open airflow. This helps with your air circulation. So this is how I tend to do my builds, like this. With one open spot on each side. I'm not going to touch this yet because, again, I don't want to mess with the oxalite. I'll do it that way. We're probably going to be going up, so maybe I won't necessarily do this. But I will be doing this. I'm doing what I call a mock-up. This is where I plan out my next build. So right now we are planning out what we're doing before we send them off to do stuff. Whoops. Cancel that one. That was mislaid. What did I just do there? Did you see that? Okay, I clicked on this and it came up dig. I clicked it a second time and up came the cot. I hit B on my keyboard and now it put the item underneath my mouse again. So I didn't have to go all the way over to the menu system to select it. I can take an existing item and choose it to be the next build thing if I wish. And now, having lots of experience with the game, I know how many beds I can fit in one room and have my optimal spacing. Now, having the excess space up top is for future use. The reason I do that is so that later on I can put paintings up here and pieces of decor like crown molding and stuff and just increase the decor value of this room. You do not necessarily need to have this extra space up top. I choose to do it. You don't have to. I'm also trying to maintain a consistent room size or chamber size. That was the combat of them fighting the little light bug that I hate so much. Okay, notice the animation on Junkie here. She does not like, and look at her face. She does not like having wet feet. Your dupes do not like wet feet at all. That is going to be a morale problem for her. Now, if we look at it, it says exclamation mark soggy feet. That actually gives them a negative on their morale because of that soggy feet. Okay, so you see this is a mealwood seed. It's allowing you, when you pick it up, to plant mealwood later on down the line. That's what this plant is right here. This is mealwood. It is a reproducing plant that will allow you to harvest food from it and keep growing. It's not something that you have to replant every time. And it's not a single grow crop. I'm patient. I have no problems with them going at slow speed. It lets me keep an eye on things and plan things out a little bit better. You following along okay there, Val? Any questions? Yeah, everybody's approach to the early game or any part of the game is going to be different, for sure. Yes, Dupe's brain size is about the size of a fruit fly's. Absolutely. Ah, there we go. Now we're starting to get some beds made for our dupes to be able to sleep at night. This is important. We're getting close to the point where we're going to have a new dupe come in. All right, pause. Now we have a bed for every dupe. Let's assign them. Let's give them their beds so they can go to sleep at night. Next, take a look. We got 2 rooms now. We've got barracks and we got the train. Bed and bath. We got an achievement. All right. Yeah. We got water here. We got water here, here, here. And I want to pool it all together. Well, I'm also wanting to keep an eye on things up here because, well, let's look at our temperature overlay. Remember we were worried about temperature? Well, we do need to pay attention to it. We need to keep an eye. And I'm going to hit Alt-S on my keyboard to go into screenshot mode. Use my mouse wheel to zoom out. So now I get a better view and hit Alt-S to bring it back into regular mode. This is a way to zoom out that not a lot of people know about. So this shows you where the heat is. There's a lot of heat coming in from up top. We're going to dig down below further. Probably not much higher because I don't want that heat encroaching too fast on my base. So we're going to be looking at making a power generation room right here. That's going to be our first order of business. Why? Because we need, sadly, to power up a research machine right off the bat. And the reason I say sadly is because the batteries are going to generate heat in our base and start heating things up. And I really don't like that. I hate extra heat in my base. I usually move the batteries outside where my base walls are normally going to be and call it a done deal there. But we're in a bit of a rush and we want to make sure that this gets done and get started on the research ASAP. Now remember what I said about the door. We do not want to dig up this oxalite right away. It's already exposed on those 2 fronts, so let's dig into this and excavate this out for now, and we'll come back. By that point, this should be consumed. Okay, and with that, we are going to call it quits on Oxygen Not Included on our beginner series episode number 1. We've done 2 hours here, and I don't want the video on YouTube to be too much longer than that. And I want to make an easy reference for you folks in my VOD selection here. So I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us this morning, and I hope what you learned here today helps you moving forward in your colonies, and I hope you really do enjoy your game, because that's what it's all about, enjoyment and having fun while you're playing these games. And remember, always, it's your playtime. How you play is up to you. Don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let directed gaming happen. If you want to build a certain way, you build a damn well certain way. Don't let me or anybody else tell you any different. Okay, till next time, thank you everybody. Good day, have a good afternoon, good evening, and we'll catch you again in a few hours on our Twitch channel here when we do another stream. Um, I'm going to go off now and do a raid on another streamer, and that's what I do at the end of every one of my streams so that we can pay it forward and carry it forward to another streamer just like Cranky, who will be streaming at this moment. So let's see who out there is streaming some Oxygen Not Included so we can carry it forward. Ah, here's someone I have never rated before. Let's go say hi to them. All right, again, everybody, thank you very much. Have a great day. And don't forget, happy birthday to Kai and wish him a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. All right, folks, take care.